Well, I don't want to say I told you so, guys, but I've been going on for years about how corrupt and biased these Premier League referees are. And now we have one of the most senior, one of the pillars of the English refereeing game, David Coote, on camera calling Jurgen Klopp a C-word, calling Jurgen Klopp a German C-word, being xenophobic, and this is discrimination against Germans. And now England has a German manager as well, and he is saying that Liverpool are shit, that he hates Scousers. So basically that is hate speech, and it goes against everything that the Kick It Out campaign is all about in the Premier League. Welcome to this video where we will dissect and talk about the biggest scandal in English football history, or one of the biggest scandals, and definitely the biggest scandal in the English referees football history. For 25 years I have never seen anything as awful as that video that was posted about David Coote, and it's not even a surprise that he is so biased against Liverpool, because this was his Facebook profile picture, him posing at Old Trafford just a few years ago. And for David Coote to openly and blatantly say that Jurgen Klopp is a C-word and Jurgen Klopp is a German C-word and he hates Liverpool, he hates Scousers, and he thinks Jurgen Klopp is arrogant. When this video was taken 4 years ago, it was recorded 4 years ago during lockdown, and he's calling Jurgen Klopp arrogant when he is in lockdown, not social distancing, absolutely drunk off his head, which doesn't excuse this behavior, by the way. And he should never ever referee another Premier League game, and I would actually ban him from refereeing any professional football game, even in the lower leagues. And the PGMOL was already under severe pressure, and now Howard Webb needs to get sacked or removed from his position. He won't resign because he has the biggest ego in the world. But this just shows that the PGMOL is not fit for purpose, and this calls into question the integrity of all the Premier League referees, not just David Coote. And this shows that the Premier League referees indeed have biases, and not unconscious biases, because this is a conscious bias that David Coote is willing to admit on camera, that he hates Liverpool, he hates Jurgen Klopp, he hates Scousers, and this is just an absolute scandalous, disgraceful video. And how stupid and ignorant do you need to be, and how awful your decision making needs to be to say this on camera. And David Coote admits on camera that he hates Jurgen Klopp because he accused me of lying and then just had a right pop at me. I've got no interest in speaking to somebody as arrogant. I do my best not to speak to him. My God, German C-word. F me. I mean, this is just absolutely disgraceful and unacceptable. And his mate is saying, long story short, Jurgen Klopp is a C-word, Liverpool are all effing balanced, and we hate Scousers. So this is hate speech and xenophobia, discriminating against German people, discriminating against people from Liverpool, who, by the way, are a lovely bunch of fans. The Liverpool fans and Scousers are very welcoming. And the whole Kick It Out campaign is all up in smoke. It's worth absolutely nothing if a Premier League referee are saying these things on camera, and the whole PGMOL needs to be disbanded and completely reformed. And this should be day one of a brand new era in the Premier League referees history, because the Premier League cannot go on with this. The PGMOL should be disbanded. It should be a completely new organization built from the ground up, and actually they should hire foreign referees who don't support Manchester United. Or apparently David Coote is a Notts County fan. Yeah, right. He had Manchester United in his Facebook profile picture and Old Trafford as his Facebook cover photo. And the elephant in the room continues to be ignored. The PGMOL don't want to acknowledge that top officials have biases, and they have conscious and unconscious biases. The PGMOL want to pretend that the referees aren't human, because why would 42-year-old David Coote have anything against Liverpool? Why would someone who grew up in Nottingham during a period in which Nottingham Forest rivaled Liverpool have a bias against Liverpool? And while some are pointing to Jurgen Klopp's rant at David Coote as a turning point for this. Few have asked why the Liverpool boss was having that rant, or why Andy Robertson was caught on camera saying all these things that I mentioned previously. And the PGMOL protect their own, and Gary Neville and Sky Sports are in bed with the PGMOL. They have been very silent so far since the scandal broke out, and they are using Sky Sports as a platform. They are looking to protect his access to the likes of Howard Webb, Gary Neville and Sky Sports by downplaying mistakes and suggesting officials cannot be questioned. Gary Neville is regularly on air downplaying significant events. He will even sometimes use Twitter to downplay the mistakes that the referees have made. So just think about that for a second. Everything is geared towards gaslighting football fans into believing there is nothing sinister at work, when in reality calls aren't always objective. Officials will subconsciously or even sometimes consciously, like in David Coote's case, shaft teams and managers they dislike. It's easy when there are so many subjective rulings in the game. You can basically have your refereeing against the team completely because there are so many subjective calls in a game. A solution to this would be to bring in foreign referees, but having seen the absolute meltdown after Thomas Tuchel, one of the best managers in the world, being appointed as an England manager, as a German, I don't hold my breath that the Premier League would employ some foreign referees. You know what the response would be if the Premier League had a lot of foreign referees. And these videos by David Coote just hammer home what everyone has been thinking all along. And how poetic is it that David Coote's last game is a Liverpool-Aston Villa game where he actually waved play on when Salah was pulled down from behind as the last man, Leon Bailey, the Aston Villa defender at the time, pulled down Salah, and if Darwin Núñez doesn't score that goal, it would have been another refereeing scandal in a long list of David Coote refereeing scandals against Liverpool, which we will go through in this video. But what do you think about this absolute disgraceful scandal in English football? Leave your thoughts down below, and we leave a like on this video if you enjoy this, of course. And what is even more astounding is that first David Coote actually denied that it was him in the video and the video was real. Darren Lewis reported it in the Mirror, and when the experts checked the video, the actual video, then David Coote have accepted that the viral video is genuine, that it is him in the viral video, which should be the end of David Coote's career as a referee on any professional level. He can referee Sunday League, but not in Liverpool probably, because oh my goodness, you are in for a ride, David Coote, if you ever set your foot in Liverpool, mate. Oh my goodness, he wouldn't dare do that. I mean, this is just absolutely, I mean, I'm laughing because I'm so uncomfortable by this video that when I actually saw it, I thought this is just absolute gold, because if I have to select a referee that I hate the most, it's David Coote. Anthony Taylor and Paul Tierney are a close second and third, but David Coote has actually, and I knew this before the video, that David Coote hated Liverpool, that he hated Jurgen Klopp, and he hated probably Scousers as well, because I suspected by the way that he referees Liverpool games, you cannot tell me that he was impartial and he was unbiased and he didn't have a conscious bias against Liverpool by the way that he referees Liverpool. And what is even more hilarious is David Coote said he doesn't recall the video that it happened. Is that an excuse now? That he was so drunk or so off his head on some kind of drugs that he doesn't even remember saying these things on video? How stupid and ignorant do you have to be that this is your excuse? Absolutely scandalous, disgraceful. David Coote needs to be sacked on the spot. And by the way, the PGMOL should sack Howard Webb, or Howard Webb should resign. He won't, so Howard Webb needs to get sacked as well, because this referee, 4 years after making this video, has refereed Liverpool time and time again. He was either referee or assistant referee or VAR referee on Liverpool games, and Liverpool have a 50% win ratio under David Coote, while Man City have a 100% win ratio under David Coote, and also Man United have like 70% win ratio under David Coote. And I want to go through the actual mistakes that David Coote made that actually robbed Liverpool of Premier League titles. And also he robbed Liverpool of so many wins in the Premier League, because in any self-regulating industry, when incompetence is accepted, excused even, corruption can thrive and will be indistinguishable for incompetence to third-party observers, so neutral football fans. Because David Coote said he forgot the rules when Pickford cleaned out Van Dijk, ruptured his knee ligaments, and Van Dijk was out for a year. 1 year of Van Dijk's career, and Pickford didn't get a red card because David Coote apparently forgot the rules. He didn't know he could give Pickford a red for Virgil van Dijk tackle, and just like he forgot that he made that video and saying all those things. The integrity of the Premier League referees are absolutely gone. It's down in the trenches. They are in the mud. They are in the trash bin. David Coote reportedly thought that checking for offside nullified whatever took place afterwards, and Pickford went unpunished. So apparently he thought that you can kill a guy on the football pitch because it's after the offside, you don't have to punish the player. David Coote also disallowed Jordan Henderson's stoppage time goal in that Liverpool-Everton game due to this offside call on Sadio Mane, which you can see it's clearly onside. But the biggest one of the biggest ones is, this is why Liverpool didn't win the title in 2022. Because David Coote was the VAR official during the incident involving Rodri's handball, when Rodri handles the ball here, and Everton should have had a penalty in the Everton-Man City game, and Everton would have won the game probably if Man City get a penalty awarded against them. And that cost Liverpool the title. Let me stress it again. Liverpool lost out on the title by 1 point because David Coote didn't award a penalty for Everton in this incident. And PGMOL and Howard Webb admitted that David Coote was wrong, that he got this massively wrong, and they even apologized. And I think Liverpool have grounds to sue the PGMOL and to sue the Premier League for missing out on league titles because of a referee openly admitting on camera that he hates Liverpool, he hates Jurgen Klopp, he hates Scousers, Jurgen Klopp is a C-word, Jurgen Klopp is a German C-word, Liverpool is shit, and he has been refereeing Liverpool games or being on VAR 4 years after this video was taken. David Coote was on VAR duty when Odegaard played basketball in the box in the Liverpool-Arsenal game. In another year where Liverpool failed to win the title by a few points, and PGMOL ignored the clear bias, and he continued to punish Liverpool for his hate of Liverpool FC and of Liverpool fans and the manager. And Dale Johnson's comment on this VAR decision by David Coote is a huge red flag, because Dale Johnson said this seems to be the VAR trying to find justification not to give a penalty rather than acting on what's clear from the replays. Because any angle you watched on this instance, you could see that Odegaard clearly handles the ball. And it's fine if the referee misses it, but for VAR to watch 20 different angles, camera angles, 20 different replays, and to not say Odegaard deserved to get a penalty for that handball is absolutely scandalous. And that clear as day showed me that David Coote hates Liverpool and he doesn't want Liverpool to win the Premier League. Odegaard wasn't falling on the ground, and he actually scooped the ball up with his hand after touching it multiple times on the ground. So it's clear as day this should have been a penalty, and the independent key match incidents panel will surely log it as a VAR error, and they did. Again, the PGMOL and Howard Webb apologized to Liverpool, but that doesn't help Liverpool anymore, because you apologize after the fact, but this referee kept refereeing games, kept being on VAR in games, and Liverpool games as well. David Coote, of course, this incident that he talked about in the video, the Liverpool-Burnley game in July 2020 during lockdown, the game ends in a 0-0 draw, and you guessed it, David Coote failed to give Liverpool a penalty towards the end of the game for a foul on Andy Robertson in the penalty area. You can see Goodmanson cleaned out Robertson in the box, he was kicked in the ankle, and even Andy Robertson and both Jurgen Klopp absolutely seething, very angry with Jurgen Klopp. Andy Robertson asked the referee, what's the point in having VAR? What's the point in having you? Because you don't give these decisions. He kind of think what he wants about Liverpool and the people of Liverpool and Liverpool as a football club and Jurgen Klopp as well. But to go on a video and to talk about Liverpool, the city and the Scousers like this, it makes his job absolutely unattainable. And do Liverpool think they will get fair officiating by him in the future? How many other officials dislike Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp and the Scousers like this? Because there is a deep-rooted hatred in England for the city of Liverpool and Scousers. You hear it every single ground. The name calling that they say to Liverpool fans are absolutely disgraceful. And the PGMOL, the whole organization, needs investigating, as they can't have officials with these conscious and subconscious biases and feelings about anything Liverpool, because the referee's main job is to be impartial. But because it's Liverpool, the rival fans are already coming out of the woodworks, calling Liverpool victims again, and they are crying because they are victims. We have seen this scenario unfold when Jurgen Klopp called out the incompetency of officiating in the Premier League, because we had another huge scandal involving Liverpool, the Luis Diaz offside, which wasn't offside by 61 centimeters, and yet all the rival managers, all the rival fans didn't rally behind Jurgen Klopp and behind Liverpool and demanded change in the PGMOL. And that's why we are here. That's why the PGMOL has been getting worse every week, deteriorating, because there is no accountability, and the football community needs to come together on this issue. Everyone, including managers of rival clubs, went against Jurgen Klopp in that instance, and they went against Liverpool, only to backpedal and complain in a few weeks' time when decisions went against their club and their manager. Honestly, if people put agendas aside and focused on the actual issues instead of hunting Liverpool and, saying that all Liverpool fans have this victim mentality, we would see big change in the system, in the PGMOL, in how the Premier League is run. We need to come together as a football community. Liverpool are not the villains of this story. It's the PGMOL, it's David Coote, it's Howard Webb, it's Paul Tierney, it's Anthony Taylor. These guys don't have to stand in front of a camera after a game and explain their decisions. There is no accountability, no integrity, absolutely none whatsoever after this video came out. And quite frankly, a lot of people have never been calling out the refereeing standards, even though they are worse, absolutely worse than ever before, the refereeing scandals. Why are people saying that managers are free to abuse referees in defense of David Coote? I mean, I can't believe some people are defending this guy, David Coote, who said these things on camera. Because managers are not free to abuse referees. They get suspended, they get fined, they get red cards. The managers are rightly frustrated by the absolutely awful, bottom of the barrel quality of the English referees and the total lack of accountability and integrity. And they have no accountability, they aren't addressing these awful decisions. Was Jurgen Klopp a bit of an arsehole to David Coote? Yes, probably. Did he have a cause to be? Probably as well. But so what? That happens in the world of work, that happens in almost every workplace. People have lost sight of the fact that referees are there to facilitate a game of football within the rules. They are supposed to provide a service to the clubs. That's what they are getting paid for. And to be impartial, to be completely and utterly neutral in every single game that they referee or they are VAR referee on. If they can't be neutral, then they need to resign or they need to get sacked. And if a typical service provider gets bad feedback from a client, then he doesn't get to abuse the client instead of addressing the problem, calling the client a C word. If they did that and it was even recorded on camera, that service provider would instantly get sacked in any other line of work. And this is just a symptom of the problem. The problem is the awful culture and the awful standards at the PGMOL, which Howard Webb is making it worse every week. Howard Webb needs to be sacked. He needs to be gone as well, not just David Coote. And also, given it's David Coote's job to make judgments on the football pitch, it's impossible to see him coming back from such a spectacular error of judgment in allowing himself to be filmed. And not only that, but he is consciously saying this on camera. He knows he's being filmed because he is at one point holding the camera himself, and also there is a camera shoved in his face, so he knows that he's being filmed, and he's abusing the people that he makes judgments upon. And this scandal should be absolutely brutal for the PGMOL, and nothing then, sacking David Coote and some of the referees, and a complete reform of PGMOL and how England referees operate needs to happen. Otherwise, the football fans need to protest and they need to riot. We need to take back English football, and we need to take back this whole refereeing awful standards needs to go, in my opinion. So when David Coote was a referee or VAR referee at Liverpool, Liverpool won 52% of Liverpool games when David Coote was the referee or was involved in some capacity. 52% when Liverpool recorded multiple 97, 99 and 92 point seasons, and yet when David Coote is a referee, Liverpool are doing like a mid-table club. And that's not a coincidence. And for added context, David Coote, when he was the referee of Manchester United, they won 70% of the games. When he was on VAR, Man United won 67% of the games. And this is the worst Man United side in the Premier League era. This is the best Liverpool side in the Premier League era. And Liverpool won 52% of the games, and Man United 67 and 70%. So they have Man United have a higher win rate with David Coote when he's involved than Liverpool. In this era where Liverpool are brilliant and Man United are indeed awful. And also finally, just to close out this video, Jurgen Klopp winning a league title against Man City's unlimited resources and 130 charges of cheating with biased referees like David Coote, Paul Tierney and Anthony Taylor being biased against Liverpool, and gifting decisions to Man City, making decisions against Liverpool and harming Liverpool's title hopes. So Jurgen Klopp winning a league title with 99 points is among the biggest achievements of any manager in Premier League history, because what he has done has been absolutely incredible. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and thanks for watching guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.